All right, I think I'm live. Um, let's see. It says no data though. That's not what we want. Oh, there we go. Excellent. Wow, ladies and gentlemen. Ugh, I can't speak. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first ever Talk and Eat and Talk. I don't know which one I want to go with first though. Starting a new kind of series. Something more chill, a little bit more relaxed than the Visual Verse podcast. And so basically, how I want to do this is I want to pick something that is relevant. So whether it's like new trailers drop for a movie or a new TV show, or just kind of give my opinions. But how it's gonna work is it's dinner time for me. I'm here on the East Coast, so it's about 7 p.m. already. Got my little dumb roast. Got my spaghetti I made. I know there's not a lot of sauce in it. We're struggling over here. Then my bev of choice, Blue Gatorade. Shout out Blue Gatorade. Not sponsored by them. Go check them out. Then also got my napkin. Shout out Dad. He'd be proud of me. But the media for today is the upcoming movie. Hopefully, after Deadpool, we're hoping Deadpool will be very strong, will help kind of bring the MCU back. But then this will continue to keep the iron hot. And we have Captain America Brave New World, starring the one, the only Anthony Mackie, playing Captain America, who was previously Falcon. So, very interested to see how this all wraps in together. Without further ado, I thought it'd be nice if we start this off with watching the trailer. I've watched it once already, so it's not like a blind reaction or anything. But watch it again, and I think we're gonna look at new Rockstar's new video they just posted. Here's a piece of advice: whenever you're trying to see what any movie's about or any trailer, always go to new Rockstars first. They've been hooking me up for years now, like since I think before Infinity, where I was going to them and they just like beautiful. Eric Voss does his thing. Anyways, let's get started. Let's go big screen here.
Wilson. Thanks for coming in.
Well, thank you for the invite, sir. I have to admit, I'm still getting used to the new look.
They said to lose the mustache or lose the election. You and I haven't always agreed in the past, but I want to make another run at making Cap.
Wait, real quick, I'm not gonna be stopping it. Plenty actually maybe I will because this is my video, so I'm gonna do whatever I want to do, you know what I'm saying? But isn't that crazy? Rest in peace. I forget who the previous actor was who played his role, but a dude passed away, and they recasted him as Harrison Ford. Like, I think that's like not trying to disrespect the dude before, like, rest in peace, as I said. But the fact that they had Harrison Ford as option B, are you kidding me? Han Solo, Indiana Jones as option B? Come on now.
In America, an official military position.
And if we disagree on how to manage this situation, then what happens?
Crazy eater, sorry.
Work with me, Sam. We'll show the world a better way forward.
No, that's crazy to me. How bro just stand up and no one says anything about him. Sam's right next to him. There's no way you're sitting in a quiet room where the president's giving a presentation. Buddy stands up and no one's looking at him crazy. We're just gonna let him stand up and go take care of Brody? Alright. Oh, I didn't even peep that the first time. I already know New Rockstars can go over this. But that's Isaiah Bradley. That's the old Captain America, the old black Captain America that wasn't really Captain America, but is Captain America that Sam went to talk to in Falcon and Winter Soldier. Oh, we're already seeing stuff. All right, let's do it. Okay. Sorry, I know it's my video, so I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. This transition right here. That's tough.
Sir, your inner circle's been compromised. Either you can't see that, or you don't want to. What if it's a trap?
Global power is shifting.
Who's that?
You're just...
Is this dude not green or am I bugging?
But you don't want to. What if it's a trap?
Is this dude green? Also, his head looks kind of deformed, so I feel like that might be Deadpool. I'm just saying crazy stuff. But like, wouldn't that be crazy? Deadpool just comes out the woodwork like that? That'd be insane.
Global power is shifting. You're just a pawn.
know that, y'all. Dang, I feel like there's so much going on. I gotta stop and digest it. And the food as well. The reason why I did that reaction was because the food was really hot. And like all the gas went to my mouth. Pause. Shout out Giancarlo Esposito. From
Power is shifting.
Breaking Bad. The goat, the one.
You're just a pawn.
Actually, this might be a little bit too loud. Cause it's too loud for me. I can't hold you. You're telling me everyone's stabbing this dude over and no one's hitting him with a hey. That's not realistic, bro. He just looks like a badass in everything he's in. Dang, how do I get like him? Steroids.
You may be Captain America, but you're not Steve Rogers.
Crazy Blaze.
You're right. I'm not.
That is, oh, he should have hit that. Yes, sir. Two of them? Did y'all catch that? Y'all didn't catch that, did y'all? I'm a goofy. I made every Marvel person's mistake. Because the first time I was like, because I already knew the president's Red Hulk, right? And I was like, it's interesting they didn't show that anywhere. My goofy self, having been with Marvel for so many years, forgot to realize that they love doing those little end credit scene stuff. And I forgot that. And oh my goodness, that's beautiful. They actually showed us that. They're letting us know ahead of time he's gonna turn red and go crazy. Crazy, Oh, that's tough. Who y'all got in the battle though? Hulk or Captain America? I'm taking Captain America, bro. Captain America beating it up on me. Anyway, so that's the trailer. Very solid. I can't lie. I got hype watching it. I think there's a lot of excellent A+ material for them to work with. Sorry, this Gatorade's so good. Damn. Anyways, they got a lot to work with. Great content. A lot to build off of. I will be very surprised if they mess this up. Like, it does look like a return to cinema. I think that the movie this kind of reminds me of the most is I want to say Civil War a little bit. I just like has Civil War themes in it. B, Winter Soldier. Like, I feel like that's kind of the vibes. Like a rogue, not nation, shout out Mission Impossible, but kind of like a rogue entity that's doing their own thing. Will it be Hydra? Probably not. But I think it's just interesting. I think it really has the makings of a gravitating movie that would get people back involved. And I've heard there's been a lot of reshoots for this movie, which is never a good sign. But it does look like they're serious in putting resources and time into this. I'm trying to see. How come I can't go live on TikTok, bro? It pisses me off. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm getting good, shout out, go check out my TikTok. Just hit basically 7K on one of the videos. Ooh, I'm cooking, y'all. Y'all can see behind the scenes. Cook. Oh, the background's cheesing. Alright, hope that your meal's good. Let's head over to New Rockstars and see what Eric Voss, EV for short, if you know him well, is y'all can see what I'll be watching on this account. Alright, let's go. This. Oh, it's right there. Haha. Ooh, not that. You're not sponsored by them. Look at him already first.
Go to motionready.com to edit
Dang, usually their videos, I guess only an hour ago, but 37,000 is not a lot of views for real.
this new video and that.
Let's see what Evie's saying.
Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Eric Voss, and this is a breakdown of the trailer for Captain America: Brave New World, the fourth Captain America film starring Anthony Mackie as Sam Wilson and Harrison Ford as President Ross, coming February 2025. Let's go through this trailer shot by shot to break down all the big details.
Is that not tough though? That's so tough to me. At first I was like, who's palming that thing like that? No way his hand's that big. That's the Red Hulk, of course his hand's that big. Now, I'm not too aware of like, A, who's stronger, be who's larger between Green Hulk or between our Hulk and Red Hulk, but that's a tough video. I mean, tough photo.
Let's go through this trailer shot by shot to break down all the big details you missed. Here we go! The trailer opens with Sam Wilson meeting President Thaddeus Ross.
Wilson, thanks for coming in.
Well, thank you for the invite, sir. I have to admit, I'm still getting used to the new look.
They said lose the mustache or lose the election.
Harrison Ford now plays Thaddeus Ross. The character was previously played by William Hurt from
Rest in
2008's Incredible Hulk to 2016's Captain America Civil War, and then smaller appearances in Infinity War, Endgame, and Black Widow. William Hurt passed away in 2022. Harrison Ford has long been a figure suited to this genre, though. In the 1990s, he shifted from Indiana Jones films to playing Jack Ryan in Tom Clancy movies like
Yes,
Patriot
sir.
Games and Clear and Present Danger. And while this never happened in any of Harrison Ford's Clancy movies, Jack Ryan does become the US president at some point in the books. It gets crazy. But of course, Harrison Ford then in 1997
Oh, my server is not too loud, y'all. I'm sorry. This supposed to get us ever.
appeared as the president in Air Force One. And
That's a
that's the
good
kind of
movie.
like president equals action star nostalgia that I think Marvel is aiming for by putting Harrison Ford as president in this movie.
Get off my plane.
Thaddeus Ross was originally a general eager to bring back the super soldier program that created Captain America as he sought
Yes,
to
he
contain
so.
the Hulk in the 2008 film, and he ended up unleashing Emil Blonsky as a juiced up super soldier who ended up taking an additional serum with Bruce Banner's blood that turned him into Abomination.
Yo,
and Abomination came back
dirty.
in She-Hulk. But the scientist who aided in that process was Samuel Stearns, aka Mr. Blue, played by Tim Blake Nelson, who returns in this movie as the green-skinned, hopefully large-headed The Leader. Yes, a full
Did I not say that? One, I said it looked like he was green skin. Two, I said it looked like Deadpool. Now you can't tell me if you see that dude's cranium from the back, you don't think that's Deadpool.
full 17 years later, which
That's
is absolutely
disgusting.
nuts to
I hope
me.
y'all not
Now,
hearing me right
in
now.
Captain America Civil War, Thaddeus Ross was the Secretary of State, and he was trying to rein in the Avengers after the Battle of Sokovia in Avengers Age of Ultron, and
Foolish.
what was then the latest conflict in Lagos that opened Civil War. So when he says that we've had differences in the past, that's what he's referring to. At some point, Sam joined Natasha and Steve while they were basically government fugitives, and when Ross brings that up now, I love how Anthony Mackie just like lets his face drop. Like, yeah, I haven't forgotten. Now, last year in Secret Invasion, the US president was established as President Ritson, played by Dermot Mulroney, but it seems like Thaddeus Ross has now beaten Ritson in the most recent presidential election.
Good work,
we
good
last
work,
saw
good work.
Sam Wilson in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier in
Yeah,
April
some red
2021 when he was dealing with the weight of Steve Rogers giving him the shield at the end of Endgame, and he teamed up with Bucky Barnes to fight the Super Soldier Serum empowered Flag Smashers as well as US Agent John Walker. That series ended with Sam embracing the title of Captain America with a new suit built for him by the Wakandans, but this movie's gonna put him in an even newer, bluer suit, yet we will see some early mission that will show him in a version of the white suit from the Wakandans. The whole idea of vibranium versus a more powerful metal is going to be an important issue in this movie. As Sam enters the White House, President Ross stands between portraits of James Madison and Thomas Jefferson. On the far left is a portrait of Dolly Madison, who saved some important founding documents when the British burned the White House in the War of 1812.
Good work, Dolly.
And on the far right, John Tyler, who took over the presidency after William Henry Harrison died after just a few months in office. And I kind of feel like these two on the far left and right might tell us something about this movie, like a White House being destroyed and a very, very short-term US president. Sam and Ross joking about his changed appearance reminds us of the moment in Iron Man 2 when Tony Stark and James Rhodes had that line,
Look, it's me. I'm here. Deal with it. Let's move on.
making a reference to the recasting in that Senate hearing. Thaddeus Ross then gives a speech to supporters behind bulletproof glass panels. And while modern presidents often do this for big outdoor settings as Secret Service protocol, the fact that these panels are so close and the camera focuses on them so clearly just tells us how unstable things are in America in the MCU right now. All the campaign signs read, "Ready!"
In the MCU? In the MCU, Eric, it's not unstable in the real world. He'll not ready for that conversation, though.
Ross. The others show his photo rendered in an artsy way, kind of like a monochromatic version of the Obama 2008 Hope poster, but we don't see any vice president listed on any of the signs. I assume this would be like Ross's victory speech.
Dictatorship.
Now Ross continues.
You and I haven't always agreed in the past.
Why you
I
locking
want
him
to
up,
make
though?
another run at making Captain America an official military position.
And if we disagree on how to
That's a
manage
little
the
greedy, ain't it?
situation,
Work with me, Sam.
Now, some inserts here hint at some military action. Let's break it down. We see some Japanese F-35s, and on the radar screen, we see what looks like Japanese fighter jets heading toward the Fifth Fleet in what looks like a hostile action. Yes, they might be on a mission together, but why would they be flying toward a US aircraft carrier? The Japanese and the US are allies, both in the real world and what seems like at the beginning of this movie, so what's going on here? Well, I'll tell you what they're fighting over. Tiamat! Yes, they are here in the Indian Ocean. That is the corpse of the dead celestial Tiamat from the Eternals film back in 2021. This guy's technically just been sitting here dormant in the Indian Ocean ever since and rarely ever addressed in the MCU. But the rumors are true. We will be returning to Tiamat in this movie. The fact that it's Japan, though, is noteworthy because in the CinemaCon footage that we saw earlier this year, there was a line from Thaddeus Ross where he credits Sam and Joaquin Torres for recovering the discovery of the Millennium stolen from a Japanese mining site. I speculated that metal could be adamantium and that they will be recovering its raw form from this giant corpse. Maybe after the Japanese refined it, Giancarlo Esposito's character stole it and it was recovered for the Japanese and the Americans by Sam and Joaquin. And that could be why we see Sam with Ross and that Japanese leader later. Geopolitics are going to be realigned by the discovery of adamantium as all these countries are scrambling to get their hands on a valuable weaponizable metal that would be stronger than Wakandan vibranium. That's why we saw the scenes with Val and Toby Ziegler and Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Later shots show Sam and Joaquin both on this mission, and I think that might even be Sam crashing through maybe an American F-22? July is for nerds. There's so much good nerd stuff going on right now between Comic-Con and...
I was like, what is he going? What is he talking about? It's a segue, my bad. Go crazy, Eric. Let's see. Shout out his nerd. Go visit Nerd Riot Shop, though.
It's the best way to support our channel. Now here is a shot of Shira Haas as Ruth Bat Saraf, who this movie is described as a former Black Widow spy and now a high-ranking government official. In the comics, she's an Israeli superheroine named Sabra. I don't know how much they're gonna go into that in this movie. I think they've kind of revised her origin story to be one of those Black Widow agents that was part of the network that we saw at the end of the 2016 Black Widow film. In this shot, she's sitting across from someone with a
Free Palestine, you feel me? But not gonna touch upon it too much. But yeah, I saw this article about this, and just some people weren't happy about that. And I agree. I'm not happy either. What's up with you, Marvel? Lock in.
Big old trembling arm. I think this might be our first shot of Thaddeus Ross as Red Hulk. She is staring him down, unafraid. Maybe she is the official who gives Ross the serum. So yeah, let's talk about it here. This trailer ends with the money shot of Red Hulk facing down Sam Wilson in Washington, D.C., catching and throwing down his vibranium shield. I love that the trailer just goes ahead to reveal this because it leaked in like McDonald's Happy Meal toys. So we've all basically known that it's gonna happen in this movie. Now it's peak cherry blossom season here, and it's just stunning. And this movie's gonna release on Valentine's Day. Those will be starting to be in bloom in the DC area. Also, I think that might be a cherry blossom.
Everyone start planning ahead. You gotta find you a Marvel babe. Get your Marvel shawty. Take her to this. Pay for a ticket. Buy her some popcorn. Recliner seat. You know what to do.
Branch in the pot on the table in the blue room when the president meets with Sam at the beginning of the trailer. So I think earlier scenes this way will establish this final showdown. So
in general, my style is about leaving in the crumbs and the messes. But sometimes there's little things that...
Oh, Thaddeus Ross becomes Red.
Did bro just do some... What's his name? Sherlock Holmes level investigation because of a plant in the back? Is he serious right now?
Branch in the pot on the table in the blue room when the president meets with Sam at the beginning of the trailer. So I think earlier scenes this way will establish this final showdown. So Thaddeus Ross becomes Red Hulk in the World War Hulk storyline. So Marvel fans have really been expecting Ross to take this step eventually ever since 2008. But why will he become Red Hulk in this movie? Who knows? It could be a move of desperation from a former soldier who wants to handle things himself. Maybe there will be a health issue that Ross was hiding and he takes experimental treatments for, because in that 2016 Civil War movie, he did hint that he had like a heart stent removed. Later trailer shots show Ross speaking in the garden outside the White House, followed by soldiers firing up.
Why he look like JB from the back though, and JB stand for Joe Biden old self. Can we talk about that?
Upwards at trailer shots
show
show Ross.
That's not JB over here stunning and calling the wrong person Putin, bro. Like what? Come on, JB.
speaking in the garden outside the White House, followed by soldiers firing upwards at something. And then here, a huge part of the White House implodes. Now, the official poster art shows a giant red Hulk hand clutching a Captain America shield, and his fingers are starting to bend the vibranium. So we see the importance of needing a sturdier, stronger metal than vibranium, and that's why adamantium is going to be so important. And speaking of two video game characters just facing down in a cool looking setting, we have this awesome new Choose Your Fighter shirt design that you can get at nerdriot.shop. It's exclusive to New Rockstars, and it's really the best way you can support what we're doing here. Now, really, this trailer is a mix of CinemaCon footage and new footage shot in recent months in the reshoot. So we also now see Giancarlo Esposito's character. Esposito has hinted that his character will be someone who
reshoot.
returns in the Marvel series after this, and Scooper, My Time to Shine Hello, claimed that he is playing GW Bridge, or George Washington Bridge, who's a mercenary who does SHIELD Black Ops missions, but also joins Cable.
He looks nasty in this, bro. He looks absolutely nasty.
Claimed that he is playing GW Bridge, or George Washington Bridge, who's a mercenary.
You can't tell me you're trying to fight this dude. I'm not, bro. God, what did you take, bro? That's why I said earlier, some steroids. People need to stay natural, bro.
Who does SHIELD Black Ops missions, but also joins Cable in the group's Six Pack. He was originally one of these early 90s figures introduced by Rob Liefeld and Fabiana Chiesa in the lineup of Deadpool, Cable, X-Force comics. You know, he's just someone who always got like a lot of straps and bandoliers and big old guns. So when Giancarlo says he's going to show up in a show after this, it could be someone connected to the world of the X-Men, or just any kind of show where there's arms dealings and specifically adamantium. So then the shot of Thaddeus Ross presenting in a White House ballroom with screens around him depicting a world map with sites highlighted. There's the US, France, and India with larger blips in them, but then stronger pings that might just be bases or world capitals of allies in this joint mission to recover adamantium and control its use. So we see a little dot on Iceland, on Portugal, and then either the Canary Islands or Madeira off the coast of Morocco there, then Tunisia in Northern Africa, Austria, and then up to Sweden, and then Ukraine.
Don't mention the war.
Afghanistan.
Don't mention the war.
Vietnam.
I mentioned it once, but I think I got away with it.
Mongolia and Somalia, and then in a later shot, that's definitely Australia.
Wait, what? Eric Voss, bro. Grow a backbone and say something, bro. Like, dude. I'm sorry, I can't talk. I don't say anything either. But like, you know, shout out Ukraine, bro. Like, we wish you was a, you know, you feel me?
In New Zealand. Now we see cameras, so I assume this is being televised, but I wonder if the bigger sites, like the orange rings, might be the sites where adamantium deposits were found, because Tiamat has been with Earth since as long as humans have been around. So it may just be that Tiamat's emergence is what caused us to discover this metal that's been under our feet all this time. And I've said in a lot of videos before, it is just interesting that Wakandan vibranium came from a meteorite, and that this substance would have come from something from the cosmos. That maybe both vibranium and adamantium were gifts from Marvel's gods of the Celestials to like empower and select Earth to be more fit to survive than other planets would be in the cosmos. Now, when it comes to this presentation, we later see Sam, Isaiah, and Joaquin at a global unity summit at the White House, and the photographer in the foreground has a green hand. So this must be Samuel Stearns, the leader, and he's posing as immediate personnel to trigger what happens next here. We see Sam sitting with Joaquin, and by the way, Joaquin's played by Danny Ramirez from Top Gun Maverick. He was Sam's U.S. Air Force pilot buddy who becomes Falcon in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and they're sitting next to Isaiah Bradley, Carl Lumbly, who we also met in The Falcon and Winter Soldier. He was a former government super soldier, aka the Black Captain America, who was cruelly tortured and imprisoned and covered up by the US government until a nurse took pity on him and helped him break out. At the end of The Falcon and Winter Soldier, he seemed to be in a better place. He's taking his grandson Elijah to visit the Captain America exhibit at the Smithsonian, but now, in this movie, something happens here to trigger him into a kind of brainwash, taking a Secret Service agent's gun and firing at the president. And we see how Isaiah still has his enhanced strength. He throws this guy across.
So he has enhanced strength. He needs a strap to do his dirty work. If you don't put the strap down and get these out and hit the like,
the room. Now, the CinemaCon footage indicated that this was an audio frequency that plays throughout the room, and it brainwashes him, and that Isaiah won't be the only person affected. Other Secret Service agents will as well. And we see Sam fighting with one of those guys. So it's going to be a big mess. And we're going to follow Isaiah through the White House. He leaps through the window of the same room that we saw earlier. So Sam tells Ross in the Situation Room that his inner circle has been compromised. And then we see Sam and Joaquin in a different scene finding a grimy lab with medical equipment, a chair with straps, a gurney with straps, and a red light over it all. So likely this is where they turned Ross Ross into Red Hulk. Now here, this is a part of the reshoot footage where Sam jumps and kicks two guys and rolls to stick the superhero landing. We saw him do this same move in the opening Lagos mission in Captain America Civil War, but there he used his wings to do it. Now he doesn't need his wings. In the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Sam did not inject the super soldier serum, but maybe he will inject a version of it in this movie. I mean, he is going up against a Hulk. I feel like he needs it. Then another shot of Samuel Stearns, Tim Blake.
That's racist. He doesn't need it. He's black. He got his own strength.
Nelson with a bit of green on the back of his head as he says global powers are shifting. He went by Mr. Blue when he was corresponding with Bruce Banner in the 2008 Hulk film, and he's wearing a hat here. I just hope we give him a slightly enlarged head. Please, please, please. Now, often paired with Ruth is actress Hossa Roquemore, and I'm sorry, I'm trying to say that correctly because she's named after the Hossa people of South Africa, and they have a specific consonant sound. Her character is not named yet, but I wonder if she could be a Dora Milaje embedded with the US government and reporting to the Wakandan government the US attempts to develop adamantium weaponry that they're trying to use to overpower Wakandan vibranium. We do not see Liv Tyler as Betty Ross in this film, but she is confirmed to return, and set photos showed her at a funeral, and we see that funeral in this trailer, and I'm wondering if this is Steve Rogers' funeral, or maybe a ceremonial funeral because they still can't find him and maybe they're just assuming he's dead. I'm loving all the shots of Sam's new blue suit in this trailer because they're keeping the wings now, and actually they make the wings bigger and like more feathery shaped. Like they really do look like the wings of an eagle. And it's just so cool that Sam can always find his own way to express his patriotism.
Yes, sir.
As he faces Red Hulk in the DC Cherry Blossoms, we see that he has a new version of the drone Red Wing as well to go with his new suit. And the fact that they're using more avian imagery to design his suit.
Thing is, I think realistically, he doesn't need the super soldier serum. I think it would make it a lot interesting if he was going band for band. But I think that just takes away the significance of it. Cause it's like, Steve Rogers had it. Obviously, that was a big part in it. But one, you gonna make this dude like a flying Superman? He's gonna have wings and be a super soldier? Like, I don't think that's cool. And he has the shield? Like, nah, I feel like he has something special. He has to learn how to leverage the rest of his resources. Use Joaquin to help him out, take out people, whatever. I know, just add a better dynamic to it. I don't think that they should be handing out, you get super soldier, you get super soldier, you get super soldier. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep it a little bit more special, a little bit more niche. We'll keep it a lot more interesting.
Suit almost makes it forgivable that they turned Red Wing into a robot drone. I want Red Wing to be an actual bird like he is in the comics, but it is very cool here to see him breaking the sound barrier in that Tiamat fight over the Indian Ocean because it's like what we saw in the early flights of Iron Man's suit in the first film. This movie is going to rock. Look, I know February 2025 could be a very difficult time for our country, and seeing a drama with a crazy president turning into a Red Hulk, smashing through the White House might just hit differently at that point. Or this movie could be what fixes America. It could be the escapism we all need. But announcement, tomorrow we are going to have a very special video on the channel. Many of you have been asking, hey Eric, what X-Men movies do I really need to rewatch before Deadpool and Wolverine? And since that movie might be bringing in characters from Daredevil and Blade and Fantastic Four, do I really need to watch all of those as well? Well, tomorrow's video will be the perfect answer to that question. It's a complete history of all 80 Marvel titles ever since 1998 and what you need to know about them before walking into Deadpool and Wolverine. We worked really hard on this video, and I think you're really gonna love this historical timeline explanation. Comment down below with your favorite.
This dude did not like us. It was a black lady, so it wasn't this white man. But they did not like us talking about it. It's crazy. Hold on, let me mute this, right? Well, I'll start over. I'm just gonna talk over it. But actually, I'm gonna need to. I need to put my face big. All right. Here are my 2 cents on this movie. I think that this movie will surpass all of our expectations. I feel like we all know that Marvel has a lot to make up for the recent transgressions, from She-Hulk to Miss Marvel to The Marvels to what else? There's some ones that piss me off. To Eternals. There's just a couple too many projects that have just fallen over the ledge. From Thor: Love and Thunder, that's another one of them. And I wouldn't be surprised if they really come at it with the fire. We saw in Secret Invasion how good a show of this or how good a film / show, because that was a show, but it basically was like a longer film of this type of style can function. I think they've proven that it can work. They just need to see it through. I am worried again about the reshoots, because whenever you get into reshoots, that's when things get difficult and really iffy. I didn't even realize I have a Marvel shirt on, but shout out Marvel. I'm really a fan. Fanboy. No pun, because he's from Top Gun 2 and his name is Fanboy. You feel me? But I'm excited. I'm excited. As I said earlier, when I was watching the trailer, I really got excited and happy to see what they're gonna make happen. I think that there's just so much potential, and I'm happy for it. I'm all here for it. I hope you guys are as well. I hope we're willing to give them all a chance. When it comes out, you can be sure there'll be a video about it, me talking about it, and we can see if Eric was right or wrong. I mean, honestly, I'm beyond impressed with him and his team. They do an amazing job preparing for every single video perfectly. The research is great. Their editing is great. I mean, not that I'll ever be anywhere near them because it's just me by myself and I am not that committed to learning good editing, no offense. Although my video today was pretty fire. But yeah, I'm excited to see how they shake it up, how they cook. Please make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I'm acting like this is a video, it's a live stream. But there's no one in here, so it's okay. This is for the future, you know, brick by brick, laying the groundwork. But again, I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you are still watching to hear, put like a W in the chat or something. Like in the comments, you know, comment something, you know, say what's up. But until next time, thank you again.